Hello, hi everyone. Today was my theory test and I passed. Guys, I passed. And a lot of people have been sending me, oh, Missy, congratulations, this and that, and I'm grateful. And some people were like, wow, you did it once and you passed. How did you do it? Guys, I didn't do nothing. On this particular case, I can tell you for sure 100% that this is just God. God did it. Because those that know me right from Lagos, you guys know I'm not a new driver. I've been driving. This year makes it, this is 2025. I started driving in Lagos 2012. So that's like 13 years or 12 years. I don't know, but I've been driving for the past 12 to 13 years. And consistently, not one off. I had a car since 2012 and I've been driving since then. So getting to the UK, I'm not one to break rules, so I'm always very careful. And I was like, okay, Nigeria is left, UK is right. So it wasn't something I just wanted to bump into. I wanted to take my time, get my permits and be sure I'm doing the right thing, because driving is very risky. I didn't want a situation whereby something serious is going to happen and it's going to be because of me, and then I'll land in the police station or something. So I was really avoiding driving. Earlier this year, I got my provisional license. I prepared for the theory test. Yes, my husband was laughing at me that am I writing jam? Guys, you won't believe I got textbooks. I think I got like 3 textbooks and 1 flashcard. I didn't even get to use them because I had this app I downloaded on my phone, which I used. So when I'm going to work in the morning in the bus, I'll be asking myself these questions, And then I went for the theory test. The theory test was beautiful because I had, for the first part, I had was it 49 over 50? I missed just one. Then for the, what's the name of that one? Hazard observation, I think I got 47 over 70. So I passed and it was beautiful. Everybody always say, oh, the theory test is not so hard. If you prepare for it, you will pass. And which is what I did. I prepared for it and I passed. So it was time to go for the main one, the main, which is the practical one. So guys, I booked the exam. I started looking for this date since February. I didn't get a date. I saw a date in March. I said, no, that's too close. I saw a date in April. I said, no, that's too close. And then I saw a date in May, the very second day in May, 2nd of May. I saw the time, 10:44 a.m. I said, okay, this is perfect. And for the test center, I already went online. I asked questions and I saw, oh, this test center has an amount of pass rates, like they are rated well when it comes to passing. Some test centers, their pass rate is poor. So I picked this particular test center, Sitco, because I went online and I saw that they had 55% pass rate, and I was like, okay, that's good enough, And then I booked the test. It was perfect. It was okay. And I told myself, no, you can't do this the Niger way. I said, okay, it won't be bad to go for an instructor. Maybe take 5 to 6 lessons, just to put me, because it's not like I'm learning how to control my steering or getting confidence on the road. I needed to know the observation, the pump, the mirror checking, the road signals, which is very important, and the speed limits. So I went online, myself and my colleague, we read through a lot of reviews for different driving school, and then I saw this driving school, AA driving school. I was like, okay, this is okay. I first booked for 10 hours, which was they do 2 hours per day, 10 hours, which was like £400 because it was £40 per hour. So I paid for 10 hours, which was £400, and then I chose my instructor. She's a white lady, and then I chose the first day of the class, she asked me some questions. We got along, really nice lady, she's kind. And then we started the classes. She taught me everything I needed to know. She told me, 10 hours is 5 days, and to be sincere, she's not sure we'll cover everything we need to cover in 5 days, but when the time gets closer, we'll know. So we do a day per week, because we started in March, thereabout. So we started a day per week, and then we started going, and then it was going fine. She took me to Sitco. We went through all the test routes, and I finished my 10 hours with FIAM. 10 hours went, 5 days went like that, and it was still like 2 weeks to my exam, and she was like, if I could pay for 1 class this week and 1 class on the week of my exam, that it would be okay. And I was like, well, whatever is worth doing at all is worth doing well, like the saying goes. And I was like, okay, I'm going to pay for it. I didn't even have the money, to be honest, but I struggled it out and I paid for it. The week before now, we went for the mock test, and guys, I was so sad when I came home. I told my husband I failed the mock test because there was this express, the speed limit on that road is 70, and I was just going, 70, I was just going boom, boom, boom. So there's this junction that you get to, and then the speed limit reduces to 50. I didn't see it, I missed it. Guys, I was still struggling to get to 70, and I was supposed to be on 50. So that was the major fault I had during the mock test. I had 3 minor faults and 1 major fault, and because of that major fault, I could fail the driving test. So we did some reflection. I was sad. I told my husband that it's already too late to cancel or rebook. I just have to go through, and I just kept on saying that okay, maybe I need to know the road. I went on YouTube from last week to this week. I will watch YouTube videos, I will look at people's tests, I will look at their faults, and then I mastered all the routes. Like, I could literally tell you the speed limit of every road I enter in Sitco. I mastered it. The road from the test center till I enter the main road to the left is 30. Then I hit a roundabout. I know all the exits. The first one goes to Destiny East. The second one goes to Swanley. The third one, they don't take you through that. The fourth one goes to Openton. So I knew everything. And once you exit any of this exit on the roundabout, it takes you to 30, and then you move forward. I already learned this in my I knew everything. I knew the side road. I knew where the traffic lights are located. I was even explaining all the road in Sitco to my husband. We did the reverse bay parking, the forward bay parking, the parallel parking, emergency stop. Show me and tell me questions. Everything was fine. Then the exam was supposed to be for this morning. We took a lesson again yesterday. Everything was fine. And she told me, okay, she's going to come and have 30 minutes before my exam so we could do like a final test. And I told her I would like to use her car because of course her car has this learner thing on it. It had some stickers to give me tips and all that. And I was like, I'd like to use her car, which will cost me like £150. She'll come and pick me from my house, take me for the final test, take me to the test center. I can decide to tell the examiner that I want her to follow me, or I tell her to wait behind. We'll come back, then she drives me back home. But on this note, I was kind of tensed. I didn't want to be too tense, so I said I didn't want her to follow me. I just wanted to focus on one instructor, And so we did everything this morning. Everything was fine. For some reasons, I had a lot of confidence. I had rehearsed all the routes in my head. I had watched a lot of YouTube videos. I had asked a lot of questions. Everything was perfect. I got my provisional license ready. I took a bottle of water along. Everything was perfect. So everything was perfect. And then we got to the test center this morning. We got there like 10:30. I was already pressed. I don't know, maybe it was the tension. I want to believe it was the tension because it's not as if I even ate or drank water, but I was pressed. So I went in, I took, But one thing I did yesterday, I asked her, I said, how can she judge me? She said, all she knows is that I'm a driver, I'm not a learner. And if luck is on my side tomorrow, then she sees no reason why I shouldn't pass. When I heard that, I was just like, this is between me and God. And this was what I just went in. I prayed all through the night. I was like, God, I don't have this money. I don't have this money. I used almost £1,000. The lessons cost a lot. The booking the test dates also cost me because there were literally no dates available. And even the booking the car for the test was not cheap. And I was like, God, please, I don't want to fail. God. And I was like, I prayed for 2 things. I said, God, give me an examiner that would have mercy on me, a very nice kind of examiner that would make good judgments, and not be biased. You understand? And I prayed that God should please make the road driving friendly to me. Let people on the road be friendly. Let people be considerate. And that was all. And I prayed for confidence because I didn't want to fidget. And I told myself, you've been driving for 13 years, you should be fine. All you have to do is check your mirrors, observations, speed limits. I had everything in my hand. Got to the center. We're 3 that were supposed to take the test at the same time. There was this guy, then a lady, and myself. So they came for the lady first. She went. There were tears in my eyes. I don't even know why I felt like crying. Then the next person they came to call was me. Immediately I saw my examiner. It was a man. He was smiling at me. I said, "Oh, this is it, you." It's like, this man is kind. He said, what name will I prefer him to call me? I said, Betty is fine. Then we did all the signature, the signature signing. Then he took me outside, told me to do the eye test, which I did. I passed. Then he asked me tell me question that how will I know if my power steering is working well. I told him. He went around, he checked the tires of the car, and he said when it's safe to, he told me he was going to use a sat nav for a part of the journey, then he's going to instruct me on the other part of the journey on what to do. And so we started the journey. On the car park was 5. I was driving 5 as slowly as possible. I got to the junction. I look everywhere. I went. It was 15. I maintained my 15. I was going. When we got to the junction, when we were supposed to enter the main road, you turn to the left. I look. Everything was fine, oh my people. I was going on fine. The man was so kind. He was asking me, oh, so did I have to take off from work because of this? I said, yes, sir. What kind of job do I do? We discussed that. He was so kind. He was a kind man. He was exactly the examiner I prayed for. He was so kind that he was even telling me where to, you know, if I make some little mistakes, like there's this side road that goes to central London. I already know that road because my instructor had practiced that route with me several times. But if you are not familiar with that route, you could actually miss it. So he was telling me, oh, there's this side road, you might miss it. You know, he was trying his best to make sure that I was okay because he saw that I was already tense. But I feel like he felt like I was a confident driver because I was talking to myself. I was just like, oh, so you go left from here, you look. You know, I was doing everything perfect. Everything was going on smoothly. And then we did all the roundabouts. We went on, you know, that where I failed during my mock test was exactly the route we went through today. So immediately I saw it, I was so grateful to God. I went on the express. I was on 70. We got to where we're supposed to reduce to 50. I reduced. The man was so comfortable. He told me, oh, I'm moving to the left. I trafficated. You know, I was in everything perfectly. We went for parallel parking. That was the maneuver. They gave me parallel parking. He asked me to show me questions. I should show him how to clean my back windscreen, how to demist from the back. Then we pulled over by the left a couple of times. We did emergency stop. We did that. And there was this place. We had already switched off the sat nav. So we're turning right from a traffic light. And I was the one in front. And then the traffic light turned green. It was red for a long time, fine. Red for those of us coming from here and those coming from this direction. But I was going to the right. So I went and then I was in the middle of the road. But you know, by law, the people going there, they are the ones that have priority of the road. I was going to the right, so I was supposed to wait for them. But then I waited. I looked at this lady. She hesitated. She was behind. I feel like she was pressing her phone or she was distracted. So she didn't know that the traffic light had turned green and 2 cars in front of her had already gone. But she had forgotten herself. So I waited for a while. She wasn't moving. And would you guys believe that immediately I moved? I don't know where. Maybe this is where Ondo people wanted to get me. This lady just moved. She was about to eat me. She just pressed her babe. Myself, I shouted, Jesus, God. I was like, that's it. I failed. Because I've seen people with smaller things than that they don't fail. But in my mind, I'm like, God, let this man see that this woman hesitated. She didn't move. I couldn't stay on. I can't keep staying in the middle of the road without moving. And I can see. So in my head, I assumed maybe she was on a wrong lane and she was trying to move to the left lane. That's why she's waiting. So I moved. So immediately I moved. My morale dropped. I already told myself, this is it. I failed. Even the man could sit. I was just doing like, I was just going. I was so sad. Like, I was already saying, oh, well, this is it. I accept. I was even telling myself that if we get to the 10th center and the man says I failed, I'm not even going to be angry with him because the man was extremely kind. People on the road were kind to me. People passing, pedestrians were even waiting for me to pass. I was like, go. The guy said, no, I should go. Even a bus driver stopped for me because they could see I was taking an exam because of the examiner in the uniform and the driving school car that I went with. So when we started going, I was already sad. I had already lost all interest. I was already so sad because I already thought that was a major fault. No, Kenny. So as we were going, then we went back to the center. And I parked, and it was like, would I like my instructor to get here before we he tells me the conclusion. And as he was saying that, I saw my instructor. She was coming out and she was asking me, how was it? You know, when people ask you, you know, if you want to cry, when something is happening to you, you want to cry, but you are holding it. You are holding it. Then somebody, at that point, somebody just comes to meet you and asks you that, what is the problem? That was exactly what happened. Immediately, she asked me that, how did it go? I just used my 2 hands and held my face and I started crying. God, I was weeping like a baby. I was like, God, this is what I feel. The man was just like, I'm pleased to inform you that you passed. I say, no, it cannot be. Is my ear paining me? Instead of that to calm me down, I just started crying. I was saying, thank you so much. And he was like, okay, he was not explaining to my student that everything was perfect from my side. I only had 3 minor faults, which was like hesitation at one junction like that, mirror observation at the point. I can't remember the last one. And it was like the situation that there was a situation that happened, but he could see that there was an hesitation from the other driver's part, and I couldn't keep waiting in the center of the road for so long. So it was my judgment. I had to make a decision at that point, and he was happy that I didn't hesitate to make the right decision, which was just moving past. You get? So I was just happy that because even as that thing happened, I was telling myself in my mind that she hesitated. She didn't move. She had forgotten that she was on the road. So I couldn't be waiting for someone that probably won't even move. And there is a traffic light that has told us to go. You understand? So I was immediately the man said I passed. God, I wasn't even listening to any other. My instructor was like, calm down. He was like, give him your provisional license. He needs your details. I was just calm to say, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hallelujah. God is great. God is good. God is kind. And that was it, guys. I passed. And you can see that even being the best driver in the world, having all the confidence, anybody can be a form of obstruction for you on your test day. So I'm going to say that this particular one, it was God. Because God gave me a kind examiner. Some examiner will fail for that situation because nevertheless that she hesitated, she has the priority of road. So an examiner can use that to fail me. But this man was really, really kind. And I wish I knew him personally. I for just buy one big gift or even bake the biggest cake in the world and go and give him. The man was extremely kind. And these are the kind of people we should pray to meet every day. In everything we do, let's just pray for God's favor. In fact, when I was going on the road, I was even humming some songs. I was singing favor. He's surrounding like a shield. I'm sure the man was looking at me like this guy. At some point, when that thing happened, I was like, can I have a bottle of water? I was like, hey, that's fine. And if you know me, you know I have shaky hands, but it is always more pronounced when I'm tensed. That's when my hands really shake. So when I was trying to open the bottle water, my hands were shaking. The man was like, hey, I'm sure I was thinking in my mind that this guy don't have high blood pressure here today. But guys, I'm now a driver. All this waka waka where they waka for London, it don't finally end. When you see me on the road, put some respect to my name, man. So, see you in my next video. Thank you so much for all the congratulatory messages. And for those of you waiting to do your test or your exam, I would advise that pay for that drive. I'm going to tell you, I know how to drive. But pay for that lesson. There are some tips they will give you that you would really need. It goes a long way. So it's better to do it once and forget than to keep coming back. Pay for the lesson, and most importantly, pray to your God to give you a kind examiner. Do your own research about your center before you book, and pray to God to give you a kind examiner. Pray to God to make the road favor you on that day. And with that, I'm very sure you'll be fine. Thank you so much once again. It's me, Say the driver. See you. Bye.